Welcome to Brunettes Who Bitch, where the sports are hot, the takes are hotter, and we don't hold back because life's too short to sugarcoat anything.
All right. Welcome to Brunettes Who Bitch. We're coming to you from Buffalo, where the wings are spicy, the snow is deep, and the hockey is, well, we've got some thoughts. I'm Katie.
I'm Lauren.
Ashley.
And then today's episode is brought to you by ice, whatever beverage tickles your whistle, and the complete chaos that is hockey in Buffalo. Cheers. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's talk some stats. So let's kick it off. So we obviously are here for the game tomorrow. So it is February 1st recording this. We're going to the game tomorrow, February 2nd. So going into the game tomorrow, we've got the Devils sitting at 29, 18, and 6 with their record, and the Sabres are sitting at 20, 26, and 5. So we've got a better record, but like
they're on a hot streak right now.
Yeah. I'm not loving that their record's not much worse than ours.
It's not much worse than ours, and they've played really well against the Predators.
Yes.
And
they had a game on Friday.
Boston.
My friend was there. Yeah. They had a game Friday, and I think she said it went to overtime or almost went to overtime, but it was a really good game, and it was the Predators. They won 4-3. So the Sabres won 4-3. So, I mean, Jersey's gonna have their work cut out for them. For sure.
Especially without Nico.
Yeah, without the captain. And Holla's not playing either.
Holla might be our GOAT. I'm sorry, guys.
And no Markstrom either.
Markstrom either.
The only Allen we come to Buffalo for.
Jake.
We love you,
sorry,
Jake
Josh.
Allen.
Devils are currently third in the Metro, behind Washington and Carolina. And Buffalo is currently bottom of the wild card right now. So it's not looking good for them right now. But, they still have, 31 games to go?
Yeah.
31 games. So
it's a lot of hockey.
You never know what's going to happen with the wild card. The wild card ends up shaking out so, funky, right? So
we have a tight race right now.
We do. We do have a tight race.
Every point matters.
It does. The Devils need to get some more because we only have 64 right now. And Columbus has 59. I'm not loving that. If the Blue Jackets make it to playoffs and the Devils do not,
Ryan will be unbearable.
Or even if the Blue Jackets make it to playoffs, my brother will be unbearable. He will literally not let it go. Yeah. I love you, Rye, but Yes, that's where the stats sit. Another stat that we were talking about was power play, penalty kill. The Devils are second in power play right now in the league and 5th for the penalty kill. I believe I said Buffalo was 27th for the power play and 20th-ish.
Somewhere around
for the penalty kill.
Not great.
We're missing Holla. We're missing Heischer.
Yeah.
Those are our two best face-off players. That's something that we need to be worried about going into the game tomorrow.
It absolutely is.
I haven't watched a lot of take another face-off. Much love, but that was terrible.
You know what? I want to know why he took that face-off.
Because Jack was on 100%.
Yeah.
Jackson, fix it.
Yeah. Get some fucking antibiotics for that shit.
His hand was swollen.
What is up with his cheek?
I don't know.
Okay, but he's got to be a skin picker, right?
I love that I'm saying this and picking on him, and yet, for the camera, he was 86.
Hey.
So
don't hate us.
Let's talk Devils hockey first. Let's talk what we're kind of seeing out of them, and then we can try to talk a little bit of Sabres hockey, and then maybe we'll cover Lindy Ruff.
So, Devils hockey, they had a really good bounce-back game against Philly.
That was crazy.
I was
very surprised.
I was shocked.
I literally was like, I'm so happy I'm not going to this game because I'm in Florida, and
now she's mad she wasn't at that game.
Distinctly.
That was Wednesday night, right? I was dying on my couch, but was
I was at work, and I'm literally just my phone is blowing up with everyone texting me.
Yeah, we had to text her and say, Kate, we're so sorry.
Literally, they freaking legal named me, which then I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And then it just happened to be that Luke Hughes scored a goal.
Mm-hmm.
And because I had said earlier that day, because I had gotten a Dunkin' order, and it was number 143, and I said, Luke goal tonight confirmed. I'm a god.
So we had a good bounce back game Wednesday. How do we
Do we think
move
we're
forward?
gonna
Because the
keep
month of
that?
January was not.
That was tough.
That
It
was
a
tough.
really rough month to get through.
It happens. All teams go through it, but like that was tough.
If it's finally clicking and we come out with the momentum of Wednesday's game, I think we get our December team back.
I agree.
However, if we come out flat tomorrow, we have a really
If we come out
bad-
flat tomorrow, I will break into the dressing room and beat the crap out of them.
real.
Satire. That is satire.
It's not.
I am wearing a Heisher jersey tomorrow, and if it says that he's not playing, that's fake.
Yeah.
She's playing.
She's
I'm
on the
playing.
ice. She's taking face-offs.
54% face-off wins.
Yeah.
55.5% actually.
Wow. You know your own stats.
Yeah.
Okay, Nico.
I don't think he
I
even
saw it on
knows.
the app.
I wasn't giving you Nico's stats,
Oh.
but I'm glad that you know them.
I saw it on the app when I was looking at the other stuff.
Sure.
If we come out flat tomorrow, Fitz needs to do something.
Yes.
And, like, we can all say, oh, Markstrom's hurt, and Heischer's hurt, and Hall is hurt. We have 4 games going into 4 nations.
Yes.
We need to win at least 2 of those games.
I have something to say too. It's fine to say. I didn't want to forget this point because I was talking to a friend about this, and I mean, they made a very good point. They said, I always try to say, like, this person's hurt. Like, it makes it tough when you have all these call-ups and all these movements and all these, like, shiftings because you lose somebody. But at the same time, this isn't minor league hockey where they're just, like, screwing around. They get paid big dollars to play this game. And just because you lose one player, it takes time, I understand, to get used to having someone else in that position. But you should be able to adapt because you're a professional player who's paid to do this.
Sidebar.
Yes, Markstrom is hurt. Heischer's hurt. Holla is hopefully on his way back soon. But at the same time, like, just because we have injured players, we should still be able to function as a normal team. And they need to stop relying on their goaltender to bail them out every time. There are too many plays I see that they rely on Markstrom or Allen or, whoever's in net to bail them out. And it's not fair on the goaltender. 1, the defense needs to do their job. 2, that's the main point.
I think they got a little too comfortable with how far ahead they were in the league. And they kind of were like, we really don't need to try all that hard. And so they just, like, lost the momentum and then just started losing games.
So, not only that, I think Cogger said it, and it's true. When you're constantly
I love
playing,
that guy.
DJ Pauly C.
When you're
Yes.
constantly playing,
DJ Pauly C, you want to make up a playlist for me? Thanks.
when you're constantly playing with the same people day after day, it gets stagnant.
Yes.
And I don't disagree with that because they got too comfortable.
Yeah.
So things needed to switch, but they're just not clicking properly now.
You have to find the right mix of switch with comfortability. I don't know if that's the right word, but like you can't just, pull a Lindy Ruff and throw it all in the blender that we saw a lot last season.
Okay, but Keith did it the other day too.
I know everybody was like, "What the heck?"
Isn't that
It
the game
worked.
where we won 5-0 against Philly?
But the problem that I saw when it was Lindy is it was like it worked in a game, but then he would still throw it in a blender.
Yep.
Keith kept it because it worked. And like, sure, there were small changes that were made because it needed to be adjusted and everything, but the majority of what worked stuck. Yeah. And that's where like making those adjustments is fine, but you can't be like, okay, we're going to give you the TBH line, which we don't even have anymore because it wasn't that Toffoli.
Toffoli, Bratton Hughes.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to say it's Timo Bratton Hughes now, okay? So you could have that line, and then it works, and then you decide, like...
Just kidding, we're going to put Timo and Mercer together.
Yeah, and...
M&M line.
Yes.
Line.
Line, yes, you're right. So we had a line that was working. Why are we changing? Like, don't change it.
Yeah.
Shift everybody. Like, don't... I mean, I know you got it, like you said, it gets stagnant after a while, so make those a little adjustments every once in a while, but...
like Brat with Nico and give
Mercer a chance with Jack. Yeah, same brain. Who do you guys think are players to keep an eye on tomorrow for the Sabres, not for the Devils? Like, who do they need to watch?
Well, I feel like Tage Thompson has been doing quite a bit, especially with his hat trick the other day.
Yeah, we get Allen in net tomorrow.
Okay. Should have been fucking Poulter. I'm sorry. It's only so often that you get to say you've seen a goalie play in an ECHL game, an AHL game, and an NHL game.
Yeah.
Like, how many people actually get to be like, oh, yeah. Like, I witnessed Poulter, like, get a shutout in the Kelly Cup playoffs last year.
Slay.
Yeah. He was a fucking wall. And then, I mean, when we watched him in Utica in the beginning of January, he was decent. Like, he was good, but the defense in front of him towards the end kind of fell apart. And so, like, that's where it really got him.
So Tage Thompson is definitely one to watch out.
Mhm.
Owen Power is one that I always like think of every time you play the Sabres. Like,
I like him.
I like him, but you got to watch him.
Oh, 100%. But, like, I have a lot of respect for his game.
Me too. I'm not gonna like him tomorrow from 1 to 3:30 p.m.
Right.
But
I'm
like,
gonna say, as soon as puck drops, it's enemy territory.
Yeah.
but outside of playing the Devils, good guy.
Oh, 100%.
But keep an eye on him tomorrow, you stupid asses.
Paterka.
Yes, Paterka too. Usually I pick him when I see his name on the
Because
Tim's list.
he's normally getting some type of a point.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think we're definitely like, this isn't a game that you can walk into like, oh, we're gonna win. Like, you're not playing the Sharks or the Ducks. Who Tage Thompson, definitely somebody to watch out for. Paterka, Power.
If Lukanen's in net,
He's got a high save percentage. Like, he's
3 shutouts.
But Allen also has that many shutouts this season.
It might be 2. I might be lying.
Hopefully you are.
Hey, give us your predictions for tomorrow.
I want to say that Timo is going to start like a hot streak. I'm calling Timo time tomorrow. I'm just saying. And I feel like
Mercer.
I was just about to say Dawson has been like
His game has finally caught up to him.
Yes. I think
Like-
his name's going to be on the score sheet, whether it's a goal or an
Or a
assist.
point. Yep.
He's going to be a name that's on that score sheet.
I want to say he gets at least an assist.
Okay.
Maybe he gets an assist and a goal.
But he's
Yeah,
going to
I
record a
think-
point.
I think what he might, I mean, don't take my word for it because I'm no psychic, or am I? Anyways, I feel like he's going to get an assist on a goal, and that's going to really like build up the momentum for him, and then he's going to get a goal.
Okay.
I'm feeling like second half of the game, we're getting a Timo Meyer goal.
Slay. Mom's going to love it. Timo time.
Yeah, Timo time.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
So am I. I'm here for that.
Him, Dawson, Luke, goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Luke, goal. Coast to coast, baby. Or
I'm waiting for her to like
Or-
whip out the poster.
off the mask. He's done it before. Scored his first goal of
I
the
actually
season
wanna
against
see him
Seattle.
That'd be sweet.
That would be literally,
Jack, draw it
I-
up. Let's go.
yeah. No, because you know how many times I'm watching a game and I'm like, you guys are just like standing behind the goal. Like, what's stopping you? Do it.
You want to know who I want to see get on the score sheet tomorrow? Curtis Lazar.
Yes.
I'm here
He's
for that.
long
I
overdue.
love him, and I want to see him get on the
I'm
score
here
sheet
for
tomorrow.
that.
That's who I want to see.
I think Cotter needs one too.
He
Yeah.
does. They all need one. You should all just get points.
Yeah.
Jake Allen,
Goalie goal. Goalie goal.
We could see Dougie because Dougie's
I was
been.
just
You know
saying.
who else really has been pushing for a goal? Bastion.
Yes.
Yeah, he was fighting for it in the last game. Him and Timo were both like
Didn't
crashing
he
the
score
net
in the last game?
all the time. Did he? I
I
don't
think he
remember.
did.
Yeah, he
'Cause
did.
It went. Who scored the first one? Oh my god! Give me a second.
Yeah.
I won't remember.
Yeah, he did. He did score in the last one.
Wasn't it? Fudge. I guess I can just look on the app. I know
Is
that
it
Luke
Holden
scored the
here, or is
second.
it just me?
Palat. It was Palat.
It was
Palat.
Palat,
So
Nate,
Palat,
Luke,
Luke,
Nate,
Nate, Dawson.
Dawson.
Wasn't it
Dougie?
Mason? Jack.
Oh. You know what? That's right, because I picked Jack and Luke to
Yeah.
score, and I was really excited
Oh my
about it.
God. How do I fucking forget that? Because wasn't it? It was a Pesci assist, and I was happy about that.
What do we think we're gonna think about the arena? I've heard good things about this arena.
I've not heard anything, so I'm going in. Like when we first went to Amarant, or however you pronounce it. Whoa, I don't know how to pronounce anything. Apparently,
It's her bedtime.
I'm a little soupy. Anyways, I don't know. I'm going in with an empty mind.
Like everything else.
Yeah,
I've heard really good things about this arena.
I was telling you how now whenever I request off time for work, my friends are like, not my friends. Oh my God. I mean, they are my friends, one of my coworkers. But they're like, "You going to a hockey game?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I'm really excited. It's a new one off my list.
Yeah.
Same. This
So-
is my first time in Buffalo, which is crazy because I'm the only one that lives in like upstate New York.
Let's talk about Lindy because we're facing our old coach.
Okay, so hot take. I don't hate Lindy Ruff.
Well, we talked about this before we started recording.
But that seems to be a hot take because everybody hates Lindy Ruff and everybody online shits on Lindy Ruff.
I think I talked about this a lot with.
Let's hear it.
My elementary school principal used to babysit his kids.
Oh,
I knew this.
Yeah, when he coached for Buffalo the first time.
oh, that's crazy.
So like my parents would come in, they'd be like talking about the Bruins and all that, and my elementary school principal would be like, "Yeah, like I have to root for the Sabres because I know."
Can you say that again?
What?
What your what school teacher?
Elementary school? I don't.
She's pronouncing it properly.
Elementary.
Yeah, I don't.
What? Elementary?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an A in there, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anywho,
She speaks like a true
Elementary.
New Yorker, like an upstate New Yorker,
Yeah.
not like a city New Yorker.
No.
anywho,
No, I'm not
Elementary.
Elementary.
At the time when he was still our head coach, I really hated what he was doing with the team.
Yes.
I disagreed strongly with a lot of the decisions.
Mhm.
I felt like there was a lot of like dumb shit that happened last season.
So I don't think he should have been our coach last season.
I don't think so either.
And
But I don't hate him as
said
a
it,
person. I said I hope that he does well, and I hope he.
And I thought he was a good coach for what he came and what his purpose was. He truly was brought into Jersey to help develop our first overall draft picks who were babies.
Yes.
He should have never been the coach last year when they needed a Stanley Cup running coach.
Exactly.
That's not who Lindy Ruff is. That's not what we hired him for.
No. That's not what we needed him to fill at that point.
Exactly.
Like we were looking for something completely different after having a playoff run. We needed, well, one, our team needs grit because we absolutely see a fight and run the other way.
None of them wanna
We
fight.
had no grit.
We had no grit, and we had a coach who wasn't. And that's not to say that he can't run a playoff run and win a Stanley Cup with a team. It just wasn't going to be this team
Correct.
because I think he could. He is a good coach, and he seems like a good person.
Mm-hmm.
But Jersey was not the team that he was going to.
No, because they're
Run all
not
the way with.
gritty. They don't play to his coaching style.
And I think Keith fits that better.
100%.
Keith is great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we scooped him up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Toronto, for letting him go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, like, sorry you got fired, but we're also not sorry. Now we have you.
For real.
So we should wrap this up.
Do you post game? Stay tuned.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't really go anywhere to anyone who's watching, but for us, it's been about 24 hours since the game. We've had a
Been
couple.
crazy 24 hours.
Yeah,
It's
we've had a
been
couple of
very
hours to
chaotic
kind of.
24 hours.
Yeah, especially the travel home from the game, but that definitely allowed us to, think about what went down during the game, make some connections, stuff like that, blah blah blah. So we're gonna get into that. Does anyone want to go first?
Can we just talk about how we called almost every goal correctly?
Yeah,
That was
literally
crazy.
no
We
puck.
literally said, "Okay, these people are making the point sheet." And who
Yeah.
made the point sheet? The people we said.
Yeah, like
The only
I
people
don't
who
wanna
didn't were
say-
like Luke and Timo.
Yeah. And I'm fully convinced that if Timo didn't get that penalty in the third period, that he was going to score a goal because
Oh,
he,
absolutely.
his momentum in the final 5 minutes of the game was probably the best out of the entire time.
Absolutely.
we really know our puck, guys.
Yeah, we really do. That was kind of crazy. We literally, when Tage scored, looked at each other and went, "We called
Eyes
it."
wide. We were like, oh. And then when
And then
Paterka
JJ
wasn't-
scored
Paterka.
too-
I was going to say, it wasn't the first one. The first one we were like, oh, no one's surprised. It's when
Yeah.
Paterka scored that we were like,
Yeah.
Hold on a
do
second.
we know Pop?
And then what shocked us even more was when Paul Cotter scored twice because we
Yeah.
literally said that he was long overdue for a goal.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, other than Luke and Timo, pretty much everyone we said ended up on the score sheet yesterday.
He
So-
did it for his mom. Let's be real.
Literally. And I
He
started
did
Shout
thinking
out,
about this
mom.
earlier today. This is okay. We'll talk about mom in just a second, but I think it's so funny that this all was going down, and then I remember that Paul Cotter is literally on my fantasy team, and I'm like, this wasn't even like a thing that I would have thought to bring up in that conversation.
That was so funny when you looked at us after and were like, I should have said that I have him on my fantasy team.
I was like, oh my
You
gosh, that would have been
should've.
like, yeah. What?
So this was all of our first times in Keybank, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I like how they have the little concourse inside.
Mm-hmm.
Does
That
make
way you're
sense?
not like
How to
waiting for doors out in the cold,
Yes.
especially in Buffalo, because that's one of like
Chicago is the exact same way, and I love it. I think that it's fantastic that they have like a little
Mhm.
concourse spot that you
Yeah.
can essentially like fake doors, you know? You don't go through
Yeah.
security, but at least you're inside.
Yeah. Prudential could learn a thing or two about that.
Can we talk about their warm-up policy? Because that was so weird.
That was
That was
so
really
weird. I was telling my mom about that. I was like, yeah, at Prudential, they open the doors and we just head down. Whereas we were waiting there for like 30, 40 minutes just to like get
I heard
into
him
the arena.
say something about a whistle. They had to wait for like a whistle or something, and then they could open the curtains and you could go down. So I don't know if maybe
Yeah.
like they let them out on the ice
Oh.
or something.
Somebody might have been practicing or some type of something.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
know if maybe there's one of the players that in like Buffalo that does like laps or something till a certain point or does something on the ice or something. He was saying something about a whistle though.
Right. Well, if there's any Buffalo
Literally.
fans watching, like if you know
There's any
the answer,
Buffalo
let
fans
us
watching,
know.
let us know.
Give us the tea.
I saw today we were talking about this on the way back to the car and then on our way home about Tage. I saw today that apparently he's okay.
That's
So that's a good thing. I was very worried that he would not be. I was like, that was a big hit. That was a head hit.
Yeah.
Like
it
as much
definitely
as it
probably like disoriented him, and in that kind of state he was probably like, it's like to prevent further injury, it's probably best to discontinue playing in the game. But
yeah, for sure.
I can only assume that Nason probably felt terrible about it.
Oh,
100%.
for sure.
But I'm wondering
100%.
if because nothing like no injury happened, if that's why he didn't get a suspension.
Maybe.
I mean, you can argue that, but then you can look at what happened to Timo when we played the Canes.
Yeah. Didn't the Canes player end up doing like almost the same exact thing in the next game that they played against a different team?
So yeah, the concourse thing is really nice. And the outside, like walking around like that upper level is actually really nice too.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing about the arena, those French fries were pretty smacking because they reminded me of like actual arena French fries, and the seasoning on them was super good.
See, now I'm regretting not
Another thing I
getting anything
like-
of substance there.
Another thing I liked, they had a lot of quick serve in and out
Yeah,
where you can just grab sodas and stuff.
exactly.
Yep.
And go.
That's
like
pretty
pay at the
convenient because half the time people are in line for stuff. It's literally just to get a drink, and like that's literally when I got my orange soda and Chex Mix. It was at one of those like little quick things, and I went through like the line where like the self checkout thing. But
Also,
I
They
really
made it
don't
so much
take my
faster.
cap.
It was great.
They what?
Real.
They don't take my cap.
Yeah,
We got to keep our cap.
I literally was so excited about that. I was like, oh my god, I get to keep the cap of my orange soda. This is like phenomenal. Distinctly, we should not be paying more than like $2.50 for fountain drinks at games. Because
Period.
like why
Period.
are we charging like $7-8 for a soda? I'm not doing that. If I'm gonna pay $7-8, I'm gonna pay $15 and get myself a little cocktail instead. Like, but back to the topic at hand. Keybank. We loved the quality of the food. We loved
food was amazing.
We loved the convenience of the quick stop snack areas and drink areas.
Yeah.
I liked that there was like Perry's ice cream right there.
It was
like
so good.
I regret not getting ice cream because I
It was so
literally
good.
saw so many people walking by with like.
It was so good because I literally got some before the first period, and
Yeah,
it was so tasty.
we'll just have to go again.
Honestly, if
Real.
they play there on a weekend again next year, like let's do it.
We
As long as
discussed
there's
that.
not 15 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah, can we
but
talk about that for a second? Because when we went in the arena, there was no snow, and when
there
we
was no
came out,
snow.
it was snowing,
It was
and I
funny. We
wanted
were
to
walking.
die.
We were walking, and we were like, "It's actually not that cold out." And then we're
Yeah,
walking
and
out,
then
and
it snows.
we're like, "Oh my god, it's so cold here." But I was saying how next time we'll just take a train and then Uber, because that was insane. Like I feel like traveling was probably my least favorite part of the entire trip. But
Well, we were in
that's
the
to be
car for
expected.
9 hours
Yeah.
when it should have taken us 4.5.
Yeah. And I wish I would have gotten a hot dog because I had been craving a hot dog all day, and then we
I
get to
thought
the
you were gonna get a hot dog. Why didn't
I
you get a
was
hot
I
dog?
was literally so close to getting a hot dog, but then the first period was about to start, and I was like, "There's like 15 people in front of me in line. There's no way I'm getting up to the counter and getting a hot dog within those 15 minutes." So I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna get some Chex Mix and an orange soda, literally 2 feet away from me."
Okay,
And so, but I liked
There.
the environment.
It was fun. Fans were questionable.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it was almost like it was their Stanley Cup.
okay,
Yeah.
weird. I'm sorry. Why were so many people rude? Like,
Yeah. Like we're
Aren't they
not like
bordering
that.
Canada? Shouldn't they be nice?
You would yeah. Like you would think that
no.
they'd be I think it's just cuz they were jealous that we swept them in Prague. So this was their Stanley Cup.
Granted, there were plenty of nice Buffalo fans. I won't say there weren't.
But like
We
The
the
people
breezed
that
mood
around
on
a
were
the
by
lot
definitely
that
us
like
were
though
kind of
were
unmarked.
like
soured the mood. Yeah.
literally
Like
we scored.
That's
They scored one goal and they were all. I mean, I know it's the home arena, so everybody's gonna get excited and everything. But then like, we score a goal. Okay, we sat for 5 minutes waiting for them to decide whether it was a
yeah.
goal or not.
So
And
we
when they
got
finally
excited
say,
about
"Yeah, we
that.
have a goal," we get excited. And they were like, "Oh, it's still 3-1. Like, sit down." And Jersey's a garbage state. Okay, have you looked around? Like,
Like
Jersey's
what
a
is there
garbage
to
state. Where do you go to vacation? You come to the shore?
Okay,
I don't
how
want to
many
my
people are
the
like
boss,
shore.
my
how many
supervisor called it the armpit of America, like Buffalo.
That's
So
quite
I mean,
literally that's what its nickname is. But
so like,
everybody comes to Jersey Shore.
Yeah. How many people do you
not me.
hear say, "Oh my gosh,
I go to
I'm going
Florida.
on vacation. I'm going to Buffalo."
No one.
Nobody. Nobody says that. But they're like, "Oh, I'm going to Jersey City. I'm going to Jersey Shore. I'm going, what is it? Atlantic City is in Jersey."
Hmm.
Like
Atlantic
there's
City's in
so many
Jersey.
yeah. And I mean, people go to Newark. I go to Newark, but it's a
I
3-hour
go to
drive for
Newark.
me. Yeah. Like we we vacation in
But
Newark.
then again, I literally had a border guard look at me and go, "Who goes to New Jersey?" when I was crossing to go to the airport. So,
Distinctly me. Like,
me.
thank you.
I would go back in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
Vibes were
100%.
good for us. We had
I
Vibes
would
were
fun.
have
good.
I would have liked to spend a little bit more time in downtown, if I'm being honest. But
Yes.
I think
Yeah, that
because
would have been nice.
we were on such like a time
I feel like next
schedule.
We
time
had
what we need to do is go like
too
Friday
much to
night.
do
Yeah.
in this much time.
Yeah. We were
Literally.
like, we need to do this and this and this and this. And then we did all that, but we were rushing the entire time.
Yeah, and it was so cold
So
too.
It
Like
was, yeah.
it was very cold.
Yeah.
it was
You
just
talked
like
about hot dogs. So I want to just segue really quickly into I posted a little road trip post on TikTok, and someone had commented and said, it's not at the arena, but her pregame ritual is to go to Ted's Hot Dogs. And we didn't make it there, but you guys might enjoy it. So that's an option. And then one of our other Devil's friends said to go to Other Half Brewing. It is a brewery and it has arcade games in it.
Ooh.
So
Okay, yeah. So distinctly next time
we need to go there next time.
we need to go like
Um,
more than we were there for like what, 24 hours?
not even.
no, we were there for 18 hours.
Yeah. And like I'm still impressed with the amount of stuff that we did and got done in 18 hours. and like some
I'm
of that was
saying-
us sleeping.
Like next time, what we need to do is drive up on like Friday night.
Yeah.
And
I'm taking a train next time. I'm sorry, you won't catch me dead driving to Buffalo
fly
ever
to
again.
Detroit and drive with me.
Honestly, that is tempting.
We could
My
do that
Southwest points are just racking up right now.
Because listen, then we have 3 drivers in the car.
True.
So we can alternate the driving.
True. And I mean,
and you have people in the car to keep you up and have fun with. You're not like no one's driving by
Can't you
themselves.
drive your car?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
not
really
when it's
good at-
doing what it's doing right now, but
I was gonna say I can't speak for Ashley when I talk about my driving skills because some of them are kind of questionable. But
it wasn't that bad. She was okay.
Yeah. See,
I'll have to teach you what a kilometer is before you drive it, but
I know because
You
I'd
can
be
just
like,
swap it.
Yeah.
we don't have signs that say miles per hour here.
Yeah, but your car
But
will
in,
say
like,
kilometers. She'll be
Detroit,
fine.
yeah.
Well, yes, my car does. My car only says kilometers unless I turn the speedometer to miles per hour, but I still got to teach her what a kilometer is.
Why?
So she doesn't do that the entire time she's driving.
I did that the entire time I drove
No,
through
because, like,
Montreal.
It would be saying like in this many kilometers turn right, and then you would like start turning right, and I'd be like, why are you moving so soon? Like you have that many kilometers, and I'm like, I don't know if a
I was
kilometer.
honestly, when I was driving, and every
Kate.
time my Waze would say something, I was waiting for you, like one of you, especially you, Kate, to be like, "Why are
I
you?
was
Why are
saying
you
it in
going
my head.
already?"
But yeah, more things to do around Buffalo for sure. So we said the brewery, we said the hot
we
dog
went
place.
skating at the what was it, Fountain Plaza?
It was the Rotary Rink at Fountain Plaza. It was free to the public. The only thing you ever had to pay for was skate rentals, but if you had your own, it was like completely free, which I
Completely
thought
free.
was
And
incredible.
Skate
And
rentals
parking
were
was, like,
only $3.
Yeah.
$3.
For kids it was $2, for adults it was $3, which is like a steal of a deal. Like my
was great.
local rink is $5 admission and then like $3 for rent, and I'm like,
Yeah, mine used to be $5. I haven't been forever, so I don't actually know what it is anymore, but it's probably
Yeah.
more now, but
yeah. But I that was pretty convenient that it was like public, and like they had music, they had lights. It was like a nice little environment.
it was
I'm-
cute. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
It was
And
fun.
I don't go skating anymore because I can't stay upright. So
Yeah. I'm very proud that neither of us fell down either. I
Me
think
too.
that's
You guys
why.
skated amazingly.
we
What was
look
that?
I'll be
so
out there
good.
next time.
Yes.
As you should be. As you
Yeah.
should be.
I was gonna say we can all hold hands. We can be
Yeah.
we're your next group of first liners.
I'm actually a D-man. Thank you, though.
Oh, dang.
I'm
I'm
a
left
center.
wing. I'm left. Well, I
I could
mean,
be a right winger. I could be a
there's
right winger, I guess.
distinctly a video of me during skating when I'm like trying to pretend to like shoot a puck and I almost fall over. And I say I gotta give them props because how the fuck do they skate so quick, maneuver, and then shoot this puck without falling on their asses? But then I remember that Jack
Real.
Hughes exists, so he does fall all the time. So then it made me feel like,
Any one of the Hughes exists.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I mean, can't really.
Okay, so we talked about
I'm like
the
trying
arena, things to
find-
do around the arena, things
Yeah.
that we did while we were there. Let's do our game recap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
Game
I feel
recap.
like-
We got to see Jack Hughes' first career shorthanded goal, which I think is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That is pretty cool. It
I
took a while
honestly-
for that to really click because we were like, oh, like has he scored one before? But then it came to our attention that like he didn't really start being on the penalty kill until about like a quarter of the way into the season.
Yeah, I was just gonna
And I
say
think-
that he hasn't been on the penalty kill, so he hasn't had the opportunity. But it was a pretty slick move too. Like
It
that was a
was.
cool goal.
I think it's just a testament to like how, he's truly like a 200-foot player and how developed he became this year.
Exactly.
Absolutely,
Jack,
it
that's
is.
the one time I'm giving you props on this podcast.
I was gonna say, what's today's date? February 3rd?
Yeah.
It's a special date, everybody.
Yep, February 3rd.
So
Ashley
I mean-
said something nice about Jack Hughes.
other than Jack's shorthanded goal and Paul Cotter got 2 goals.
2 goals. Yep.
The entire time, the entire like rest of the game, our team looked
Terrible.
Terrible.
That was probably the worst game of hockey I've
I
ever
think-
seen in person.
I think
Up
Ashley
until
I've
the third
seen
period.
worse. I've seen worse. I
I've
think
seen
Ashley
worse.
said it in the car. How do you have a team come out and play a 5-minute major penalty kill the way that they did,
After
but the
playing
same
40
team plays
minutes
40
of
minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. Literally,
Literally.
like, that penalty kill, I was, like, gonna vomit the entire time because I was like, if they play this penalty kill in any way that they've been playing the entire game, they're gonna let Buffalo score, like, 4 times during this penalty kill.
Mhm.
The worst part
I
about it
was
is they were
terrified.
coming off of such a like heated game, whatever. Like that's not the way to put it, but it was such a good game against
A
Philly.
few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you win
but
5-0
even in-
against Philly, and then you come into Buffalo and just absolutely shit the bed for whatever
Yeah.
reason for 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden you suddenly know how to play for 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, guys,
It doesn't make sense. Like,
It doesn't make any sense.
okay, you pulled Jake and you put Dawes in, so now you know how to play hockey all of a sudden?
why do we struggle to play in front of Jake Allen? Because honestly, he's a good goalie.
He is. And
He's
everyone
a
always shits on him
good
and is like,
goalie.
"Oh,
Yes,
like, Jake
everyone's
Allen,
like,
we can't rely on
he's
you."
terrible.
It's never the goalie's fault, and I think that's one of my least favorite, like, takes that Devils fans make is they're like, "Oh, like, they shouldn't have played this goalie, blah, blah, blah." Maybe our
They
defense should have
always try
played
to
better.
blame the goalie. And it's like maybe exactly. Maybe the defense should step up.
Yeah.
Maybe our centers need to be playing better defense to help out the guys because
Yeah.
like you can't
And, like,
expect
so
the goalie is supposed to be the last line of defense.
Exactly.
So where
Yes.
are the rest of you?
the guys above us yesterday actually said, like, because his wife or something was like, I can't believe he's still in at the start of the second period. And he turned and was like, 2 of the 3 goals were not his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it's so true. Like, everyone's just like, oh, he gave up 3 goals, pull him. And it's like, how about you have people play to their potential, and then he wouldn't
Exactly.
have to give up 3 goals because everyone else is
Exactly.
doing nothing. Brad
Well,
actually
defense
took a lot of responsibility, and I like that. His
Yeah.
line was out there for all 3 of the goals.
Yeah.
And he said it. And Keith said they're playing losing hockey right now, and they are playing losing hockey right now. They're playing like they're asleep.
Mhm.
One of
There's
my
no heart.
coworkers said to me today because we were talking about the game, and he was telling me he's doing like he does hockey pools or something like that, and on one of the tickets he picked the Devils to win, and they were the first game and they lost, so it blew the whole ticket up. And he
Mhm.
said to me like they went into this game like already looking at the next one.
Yeah.
They didn't even like they just looked past Buffalo to Pittsburgh. They weren't even
Yep.
Buffalo wasn't on their radar. And they need to stop
Exactly.
doing that because when you go into games and like coming from an athlete's perspective, when you go into a game expecting to win, you don't win.
You don't
I
win.
promise.
Yeah.
Every
Because you're
single
not
time
putting
you
in the full effort because you're like, "Oh, this is an easy win. I don't need to try that hard." But distinctly,
Exactly.
you need to what I like to see during games is the type of momentum that I see during a playoff game. You should be playing every single game like it is game 7 of the playoffs. I'm sorry.
You need to be
Why are
playing
we
at
Especially right
110% all the time.
Yeah. Because like right now is
Especially
like
right now.
the key games to like make sure you make
Well,
it to the playoffs.
Exactly. They're a playoff team and they can make the playoffs, but if you're not careful, Columbus is 5 points back with 2 games in
Yeah.
hand. Like
Yeah.
The
we are
Islanders are
not
on a
gonna
7-game
hold.
streak.
Yeah. And I know that the Red Wings are not in our division, but they're on a 6-game win streak and hold the first wild card right now.
Mhm.
So if we drop and Columbus takes our spot, we're going to be fighting them now too
Mhm.
to try
And
and get a
it'll
wild
turn
card spot.
into last season all over again.
Exactly. They can't do this. They got to fix this.
We started off the season so strong and then we just plummeted right after the Christmas break.
I don't know what is missing from like now that was there before Christmas. I don't understand. Other than the fact like okay, we've had a couple injuries, but you can't have injuries be an excuse
Yeah.
this far into it. Why do I keep getting thumbs up on my screen?
Trying to have a serious conversation and it's just thumbs up emoji.
They got to fix it. Like something's missing, something's not clicking and you can't blame these injuries. Like yeah, it sucks not to have Nico in there. It sucks not to have Holla in there because our center depth is not that deep.
No.
But like at the same time, somebody's got to step up when those people are missing. Why did we only go 2 for 16 in the first period?
Yeah.
Why are people complaining that Justin Dowling is currently playing center and he was terrible?
He went 8 for 10.
The best face-offs of the night. We have
best natural
right now,
center. Thank you, Christy, for that stat. Like,
and everyone's like, "Oh, he shouldn't be in the NHL."
If he shouldn't be in the NHL, he wouldn't. That's the thing.
Honestly, I've never not never, but watching him play when he was flying, I literally would look around and be like, "Oh, there goes Dowling. What the heck?"
Yeah, there was one point during the
he
third
was everywhere.
Period. Yeah, I remember there was one point during the third period specifically where there was probably 5 minutes left in the game or something, and he I blinked and he was behind the goal, trying to get the puck from Buffalo, and I was like, "Oh my god, we could potentially see a Justin Dowling goal." That was my mindset in that moment. I was like, "He is."
So have I.
I have not. But I also haven't seen a Luke Hughes goal in person, so I really...
Oh, I've seen one of those. I'm sorry, Kate.
Never, ever. Never in person.
He was trying so hard on Sunday.
He really was. That, and I want to say, I don't know how hard he was trying against Boston, but I know there was a couple of times where I was like, he wants to score so badly. He's been making a lot more rushes towards the goal. And he's been opening himself up more to his teammates being like, hey, pass me the puck and I'll fucking shoot it. Someone on the team has to.
I still like the look off Jack and then the score, the goal,
yeah.
But
No, because I feel like that had to be some type of tactic to distract the goalie. Because obviously
absolutely,
when both Hughes brothers are on the ice, they're bound to pass it to each other because that's just what they do. Sometimes it's not always the best idea, which in all honesty, I not that Jack can't score goals because we know he can, but I'm not fully convinced that if Luke had passed Jack the puck, if that puck would have gone in the goal, because I feel like the goalie was prepared for it. Whereas since Luke looked at Jack and then just shot the puck, he didn't see it coming.
I agree. I think the way that played out with the 2-on-1 and the look off and everything, it made the goalie adjust as if it was going to Jack, and it gave Luke that window to be able to score.
Exactly. But we did have the opportunity to go around and talk to a couple of Devils fans, get their reactions about how the game was going, how the game went. Some of them had some pretty interesting takes, pretty relevant takes, I'd say.
Pretty agreeable.
Yeah.
So far from this game you've seen and from previous games, what are your thoughts right now?
I see a lot of unnecessary turnovers. I see us skating flat. I see a lot of energy, no puck. Allen's given up a couple of easy goals that I think he should have been better at. And really crappy face-offs tonight. What's up with the face-offs tonight?
We don't have Nico.
Yeah, it was horrible.
We need Nico, we need Hall back.
We're missing Hall. We're definitely missing Nico, for sure.
Let's go Devils.
Yes.
Go Devils.
We had some familiar faces give us some input on the game.
Why are you a Rangers fan?
Henrik Lundqvist is the greatest goalie to ever exist.
Marty's better. Thank you. Marty has the
I don't care.
Henrik is
The real number 30 is Henrik Lundqvist.
Henrik is good. Marty's better. Abby, how do you feel post game?
Where were we? First and second period.
Real.
We were
shorthanded Jack Hughes goal. I thought that was pretty good.
Go Jack, let's see. Go Jack, let's see. Yeah. So happy to see that IRL. Go Jack. That's all I have to say.
She's like, that's all I got.
That's it.
Whether or not they enjoyed the game was...
And also why they're a Rangers fan.
Yeah, which I heard his answer. I still don't think I understand. We did have the opportunity to talk to Devils player Paul Cotter's mom, which love Lisa. We are literally on first name basis. Yeah, look at those hearts. Literally, I love being on first name basis with mom.
I'm Ashley, and we're live in Buffalo, and we're here with Paul Cotter's mom.
Hi, everybody. These girls are great. I love you guys.
I I just want to know who you think's going to win tonight's game.
Oh, heck, New Jersey. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Now, the only other question I have is we were talking about special traditions that they might have. Do you have any special traditions coming to each of these games and traveling?
Yeah, you know it. Every game, my son throws me a puck. So I always hope there's no little kids around because I don't give it to them. I save them all at home and I write on them the day.
That's so sweet.
And it's just a little thing between me and I every game. So
I love it.
It's really fun. You'll see. So if it comes to you,
We'll give it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was debriefing with my mom about it when I got home from work today, and I was like, this is like, we were acting like it was the most normal thing to ever happen, and then everyone else around us was like, oh my god, that was Cotter's mom. We were like, yeah. Like, that is, yeah.
The sweetest human being on the planet.
She was. I showed my mom our little interview, and she was like, oh my god, she's so sweet. I was like, yeah, I know. She was giving us hugs afterwards, and she was like, I love you guys. And I was like, I love you. I was like,
Literally the sweetest person ever. I think like
yeah,
that was awesome. She is awesome.
She's such a genuine person, and it's so nice to see that these like really high athletes have this grounding family that comes and supports them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And there was one point where I really wish we had like gotten this part on recording because we were discussing like all of the crafts and like outfits that we've personally made by hand, and she went in to say how much of a community this team has provided and how like everyone just loves to express themselves in like the best way possible. And I thought it was just so sweet that she has so much respect for this fan base. We love her.
I love how much and like obviously we don't see it for other teams because we don't really like put in as much time with the other fan bases and teams and stuff, but I love how much the parents of our players have like also embraced the fan base.
Yeah.
Like Paul Cotter's mom absolutely like just immersed herself in everybody.
Like,
and you know Pesci's dad is on Twitter tweeting us all back and forth like the whole game. Like
literally. Like in a way, like this entire fan base, its players, the players' parents, it's all just like one big family. Like an extended family. Like not everyone knows each other, obviously, but we're all going into this environment with the same like appreciation and love for everyone else there.
We all just really truly love each other. And like,
exactly.
Like this is what I talked to Neil about.
Speaking of Neil, we want to give him a big shout out because he's been a huge help with us like getting our podcast up and started. He's
absolutely instrumental in the this whole process. Like
literally any question we had, hey Neil.
Yeah, and he's been like incredibly supportive. I get a notification like Neil liked your story, and I'm like, thanks. Like
all the time. He's constantly sharing our stuff and like
within seconds,
always like promoting us, and like we just want to give him like a big thanks for that because he is what a great friend, like such a true friend. I absolutely love him to pieces.
Yes.
So like big thank
you to
Neil.
Him. If you aren't already going and watching his podcast, you should. Devil's State of Mind podcast.
Yes, get it wherever you get your podcasts.
He's got some pretty real takes as well. Yes, subscribe. To him.
We'll drop his link in the
he does still owe me a cookie. So until
really he owes everyone devil shaped cookies.
Yeah. So
in
Neil,
case you're wondering,
TikTok, I want my cookie. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. Stay tuned for future next week's episode, where we're going to be talking sports, we're going to be talking shit, and we're going to be talking about whatever comes the hell to mind. So don't forget to subscribe, like this, rate, review, leave any comments about anything you'd want us to talk about.
And give us a follow on our socials.
Yes, which those will probably be linked in the description.
Yep.
I'd say that we're pretty, I don't know, humorous.
Bitches out.
Yeah. Peace out, bitches. We will see you in the next episode. Heart hands, everyone.